2010 as a financial sector regulator. So we are one of the 3 financial sector regulators. My name is Diana Sichole. I'm the director responsible for enforcement and legal services. As a financial sector regulator, the Commission is responsible for capital markets regulation. So in the financial sector, we have 3 regulators. As you may be aware, we have the central bank that regulates the banking side. We have the Pensions and Insurance Authority that regulates pensions and insurance. And now we have ourselves, the Securities and Exchange Commission, that regulates capital markets or securities. So that is where we fall in the capital market space. And in terms of our mandate, it's a dual mandate of capital markets development as well as investor protection. So the Commission is here at this 96th show to be able to showcase what we do, but also in terms of the way we are interpreting the theme, in terms of how the Commission is relevant in making this country a most preferred investment destination. We are looking at the Capital Markets Master Plan. So last year, the government of the Republic of Zambia launched the Capital Market Master Plan, which is a 10-year strategy that looks at how we can develop our capital markets in the next 10 years. So the Capital Markets Master Plan has got a number of developmental areas which we are using even for purposes of interpreting the theme for this year. For instance, we are looking at how we can reposition ourselves as a preferred investment destination, but capital markets is for everybody. You find products in the capital markets which are even less than a kwacha worth in terms of shares. We have companies that are listed on the Lusaka Securities Exchange, whose value of one single share is less than a kwacha. So you find that maybe a share is worth 14 ngwe. You're able to invest in a company like that if those shares are available. But you need to go through what we call brokers. These are the middlemen that you have to work with, and they'll be able to advise you whether or not you can invest in a company like that. So there are various ways in which you can participate through even collective investment schemes. Collective investment schemes are basically like your chilimba. They work the same way, like a chilimba. So you pool resources together. Like you find maybe 5-10 people coming together, pulling your resources together, because if I put in my 10 kwacha, you put in your 10,000, someone puts in a 1,000, another puts in a 200 kwacha. Individually, we might not be able to achieve much, but once you pull all those resources together, you can imagine what volumes you can create and be able to invest somewhere. So a manager then manages that portfolio for you as a collective group, and then you are able to invest in those products and participate in the wins, in the gains of that investment together. So that's another way in which you can participate in the capital markets. If you don't do it directly yourself through being a shareholder in one of these companies that are already on the market, you can also do it indirectly through a collective investment scheme. So I would like to encourage the investing public to always be on the lookout, to come to us, come and speak to us about the investment products that we have, and then we'll be able to facilitate that discourse so that we point you to the right direction. We are a regulator, so we don't give you the money, we don't have the money, but we tell you how you can raise the money, and we facilitate that capital raising. So you've seen a lot of projects going on in the public space. A lot of these require capital, they require funding, and we as a capital markets have those solutions. I always like to give an example of a dam in Ethiopia. There is what they call the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. It is a dam that is going to produce to be the largest, once completed, the largest hydroelectric power dam that is going to be in Africa. But then it has taken over 10 years to construct. When you walk into a financial institution like a bank, the most that you can be given for a loan is probably 5-7 years if you're lucky. And within that period, if you are constructing a dam or another big project, you will need to start paying back. But meanwhile, you haven't finished your construction. So that doesn't work. So there are certain solutions that do not just work for certain type of financing needs. That is why when you come to the capital markets, we are long-term. So you can come and, for instance, when you invest in, when as a company, you give out part of your shares in exchange for money, you don't need to pay back because those people that are buying your shares become your shareholders. So as your shareholders, together now you grow your company. So you don't need to pay back. So you can imagine you've raised financing on the market, you don't need to pay it back. But you need to be, to have disclosures, you need to report to your shareholders to show them how you have been utilizing those proceeds. So that is really, really key. We also have investment options like bonds. For a bond, it's a borrowing. You borrow maybe for 15 years, but every 6 months you're paying a little bit of an interest. But the payment wouldn't be as strenuous as maybe when you walk into and get a loan from a bank, for instance. So we do have these funding solutions, which depending on what you're looking for, it's perfect for your solution. So we can have them tailor-made for you. We are located at the corner of Libala and Great East Roads, just opposite the entrance to East Park Mall. That is where our physical location is. Our website is www.seczambia.org.zm, and actually every last Thursday of the month we do have what we call town hall meetings. So during these town hall meetings we are live on Facebook, on our social media platform on the SEC Zambia page. So when you join us, we'll be able to talk about all these things to do with capital markets. We're demystifying capital markets on that page. So you come and log in, join us, and then you'll be able to learn more about what the capital markets are all about. Because we know that sensitization is key. Education is key, and that is why we've put in a lot of effort as a commission to be able to go out there to the public, to sensitize people, to demystify capital markets. They're not as complex as people think they are, but you as you and me are able to invest in the capital markets and become better people 10 years from now, because they're long-term in nature. We've been able to track the index, different indices, and then comparatively we're able to see that when you invest in the capital markets, your returns are actually higher over time, because we are long-term in nature. So over a 10-year plus period, we've been able to see that you get better returns when you invest in the capital markets than when you invest anywhere else, even in property, whether you put it in another index, it even outperforms all other indices that we've been tracking. So the capital markets are your place to be and your place to invest. So we'd encourage you to come and invest in the capital markets.
Now, in closing, having just under 1 minute, 30 years, and where do we see SEC in the next 10, 15 years from now?
So right now we are the smallest, or in terms of our size, we are the smallest in terms of the 3 financial sector regulators, but watch this space. We are actually through the CMMP, the Capital Markets Master Plan, which is a document that is collaborative in nature. We're not the only ones that are going to make it work. We're working with different types of stakeholders because we believe everybody has a role to play. So through the Capital Markets Master Plan, we envisage the capital markets growing to a very, very large scale. We want to attain a frontier, a Morgan Stanley Index frontier rating that will reposition us and make us attractive as an investment destination. Because when investors out there are able to see that we are an investment destination of choice, money will start flowing in. This country will develop, and we will all benefit as a nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.